Hi there, it's Kathy from Raven Vintage. Welcome back to my craft room. Come on in, and welcome back to the Shoebox Stash series, tongue twister. And here we are. It's getting nice and full. I love this. Yesterday we worked on some envelopes. So if you missed yesterday's video, we just made a few envelopes in a couple different styles, and we made these little cute, adorable minis as well. And what else did I do? Atlas page, a book page, vellum envelope, more using printables, the one with printables, another one of those faux envelopes that's actually like a little one of those kind of faux envelopes, but it's actually, again, has a little tuck spot inside and all of this open space here. So that's what I did last night. Let's get these guys back in the box. It's just a few days left. Beautiful stack of envelopes. So I've got them kind of lined up height-wise so that when I peek in here, I'll know what size I'm looking for. I can quickly grab something that suits whatever I'm working on at the time. And today we're working on sentiments. Now that might seem like an odd one to do because you might think, well, sentiments are already done. So what are we going to do with sentiments? So when sentiments are already typed out for you, it's really lovely to have them on a sheet of paper like this because you can quickly glance and see which one you want. But what if you want that one? And it's like you need to cut through here and grab that one. And then we have just the single words as well, little phrases, and then longer phrases like this, little quotes and such. So then the thought comes, well, why don't we just cut them all out and have just them ready perhaps in a small envelope or something? Well, then comes the problem. If you're looking for something, how are you going to find, now you're digging through a pile of them. This is easier to find what you want at a glance. So you might choose to just cut some strips, here, especially where the words are repeated, or you might do something that's kind of halfway in between, which is what we're going to do today. We are actually going to mount some of our sentiments on our scrap paper and scrap fabric, and that way we have larger pieces that are journal ready to go in the journal. So, by the way, this is a freebie for you. If you want to go to my Ko-fi site, I'll put the link below. It's just a single sheet, and this one I have printed on a light cardstock. And this sheet, by the way, features more modern, trendy type of phrases, but still very fun and cute to put in our journals, where these ones that are in my Etsy shop, like this style here, and the this are more, let's say, for a more seasoned audience, just a little more old world type of sayings and some old literary quotes, that sort of thing. So depending on what you're going for. So let's just get a few of these trimmed to start. So be prepared to get your fingers a little inky here because these are so tiny. You're bound to get ink on your fingers. So while I'm doing this, I had mentioned something in the video yesterday, and someone asked a question about it, and I said I would explain it today. And what it was, I had mentioned the term decision fatigue. How the shoebox, I was talking about how the shoe boxes would help eliminate some of that feeling for decision fatigue. That's that tired, slightly overwhelmed feeling that creeps in like after you've made too many choices or been faced with so many choices when you are putting your journal together. So we're talking about everything from, okay, so picture this. You sit down, you're excited to craft, and with really good intentions that you're going to work on a journal. So you're choosing a journal. Well, that starts with choosing a theme, and then of course you choose your papers and colors and fonts, ephemera, which glue you're going to use, and are you going to stitch it or not stitch it. Then there's the layout, and And then there's all the fabrics and how many pockets, and am I going to ink it or not ink it? Am I going to round the corners or not round the corners? Before you know it, before you've even glued anything, your creativity may start to feel drained. So that's what I was talking about when you get that decision fatigue. So it's not that you've actually lost inspiration. It's just that your brain's already done like a full day's work. So decision fatigue can make crafting feel heavy instead of joyful. And, you know, it can lead to overthinking. You know what we're like when we overthink stuff and we're like, nope, don't overthink it, just do it. That's why we say that to ourselves continuously. Don't overthink it, because you can really steal your joy by overthinking things, because there are a lot of decisions to make. And I think that's why we love doing some of those slow crafting techniques, like making the tassels the other day, or the dangles, sorry, because there was no measuring, there was no decision. It was just rip, tear, lay stuff down, pile it up, and it becomes something pretty. So decision fatigue can, like I said, it can make it feel very like you're second guessing yourself, and you start pages that you never finish, or projects that are sitting around, all these unfinished projects sitting around, that sort of thing. So that's why these simple little projects with limited supplies, or perhaps you have some sort of a kit like this, it's just a one-page kit, but it's that slow, repetitive process. It feels comforting. It removes choices, it quiets the mind, and it allows your hands to lead instead of your head, I guess. The less decisions we have to make, it feels like more expansion of creativity, just because we're calm and we're enjoying the moment. So anyways, that is what I was getting at when I was talking about decision fatigue, how I can see where this project, the Shoebox Stash project, is kind of an antidote for that. Okay, so I don't know that these are going to work so much, but I'm thinking of the strips of paper, all of our little scraps from end cuts and that sort of thing. And then your little fabric bits. Now, do you remember the other day I said I sat down at night and just started making these kind of cluster type things as well, like this. So this would just simply be another step in that process of doing this sort of thing here. Okay, and then we're simply going to glue, attach, layer all the things. And so this one, for example, another thing you can do to these little sentiment projects we're working on is add brads, that sort of thing. Brads and beads and buttons. All the bees. There. So we have a neutral background with a color and then a neutral sentiment. So that just can live in our shoebox until we find an appropriate spot for that in our journals. And then one of these smaller ones fits appropriately for that. And I know they're so teeny tiny, but if you have them mounted, it's just going to be another one of those things that helps with our decision making when we're putting together a journal. It's like, oh, and every time you go through your shoebox, you're going to make choices, and something might not be the right choice this time, but then later on when you're looking for example, a sentiment, you might be like, oh yeah, remember I have that one that says my heart. That would be so appropriate right now. And then you know where to find it because it's going to be in your shoebox, right? So that's pretty. And then we can also do things with paper. So simple with all our little end cuts here. Oops, crooked. So again, this would be another one of those, just don't get hung up on it. Don't give it a lot of thought. Just start attaching things. And because it's a printable, you can do it over and over and over again. So here, tea-dyed paper is a wonderful thing to add things to, a wonderful backdrop, I should say, maybe for one of these types here. And of course you can, this is where we can have fun with layers too. And a great thing, I don't have any in front of me, but a great thing to use would be cheesecloth. And cheesecloth, you can either tea dye it, or you can just lay it out and lightly daub it with your inks, or you can leave it white. But cheesecloth is a really nice thing to put behind some of these very tiny sentiments because it's see-through for one. Okay, so then we have those. Let me see what else we have. You can do some sort of a assembly line here. So you can just go glue, 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 and just start plunking these on. Especially if this is going to be in a theme journal and then everything is going to match, which is handy. And then just give yourself a trim. Or tear with a ruler, that would also be cute. So that's another option, like that. I'm going to try to find just the smallest ever one for that one. Or could be a pocket topper, anything. Okay, so these ones that are like those literary quotes, I have them on old vintage wallpaper. So what you can do with these is leave a margin of the wallpaper, so it's like these are already layered. This is already framed with the wallpaper. Then what I would do when I'm inking it is I would just give that a slight bend on the edge and ink the edge of the ticket so it looks like it's lifting off the page. But when we're making decisions in our journal, if we had something that was already inked, already trimmed, even perhaps already backed with some ribbon or lace like this, when it comes time to interview this piece, for example, in our journal, we already have something to pick from. And how appropriate is that? All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. Isn't that appropriate for today? I love it. Okay, so let's get these, let's put these in an envelope, and then we'll add these to our shoebox, and then I'll work on some more tonight and perhaps do a little bit of layering. I have had a really good time hanging out with you in my craft room. Lindsay 2882, Rhonda Lane, Chantel Belanger, The Cranky Crafter, Selena Stevens, Margot V, Mary from I Love to Journal, Girlfriends Lounge, Linda Casey, Sandra Early, Cindy J, Crafty Corey, Dolly Runions, Sherry Vanderpool, Linda 8704, Carrie from Created Me Creative, D Smith 394, Susan Lindahl, Melissa Army Brat, Lisa Hobson, Pauline Letizia, Montserrat from Spain, Julie Parker, and Sparkle Fart Paper Crafts. Thanks for watching. Oh, and Julie Parker, I have a cousin named Julie Parker. Well, look at that. So full, so full. I told you we were going to have room. So we have a few days left. We have master boards tomorrow, mini folios, and then we have matching sets, which I will tell you about. That's going to be another freebie in my Ko-fi shop. So don't forget that in my Ko-fi shop, there is that freebie of those sentiments if you want to grab that. And tomorrow we're going to do master boards. So another scrap busting, no-brainer type of craft. So I look forward to hanging out with you tomorrow. We'll see you then. Take care now. Bye.